And GAP Math students, we are going to look at today reconciling checking account. So we are going to be on page 45 in your packet. So turn there, which should be already. If you're absent and you're watching this after the fact, you have your packet out, get page 45, and we'll start from there. All right, so what we're looking at here is reconciling a checking account. Basically what that means is making sure your numbers in your check register are matching the numbers in what the bank has in their bank statement. This was especially important years ago when we didn't have online banking. Now, a lot of times online banking will match up pretty closely. They keep things up to date. But still, there's sometimes things are missing either from the bank, either someone you have written a check out to hasn't deposited yet, or if you deposited something in the bank and it was earlier in the day, maybe it hasn't gone through the bank yet. So that's what we're going to look at today, is making sure that you and the bank are on the same page, basically. So here it says we have a December 10th bank statement showing deposits and checks for the past month, and it shows an ending balance of $430.36. So there's a few places on here where that shows up. We either got here and we got here. Okay. But your check register shows a balance of $350.19. Okay, so that's two different numbers. Okay, now you think, well, the bank shows I have more. That's good, but not necessarily. You always should know exactly what you have, so you're not making a mistake in either trying to buy something or things like that. So here it says reconcile this account statement given the facts that it shows a $725 service charge, so that's down here. Okay, and that check $879 for $87.42 is still outstanding. So a check or deposit that's outstanding doesn't mean, hey, that's a good check. It means it's missing from the bank statement so far. And you can tell what's missing if there's a gap in between two numbers, check numbers. So these are all the check numbers that the bank has. Okay. If there's a gap, they'll put a star next to it. So you can see it goes 878 to 880. So that means check 879 is missing. Okay. So we'll do some examples of this, but what we do is you look at what the bank has, and you look at what you have, and then you look at what's missing from each of those and adjust. So the bank says $430.36 plus any outstanding deposits, meaning did you deposit money the bank hasn't put in the computer yet? No. Minus outstanding checks. So that means, have you written a check the bank hasn't got yet? Okay, and that's not your fault. It just means whoever you wrote it to hasn't deposited it yet. Okay, so check 879. Now, usually to figure out how much this is, because it won't show up in the statement, you have to look in your check register. Okay, but they tell us here it's for $87.42. So you need to minus that from the bank statement. Okay, and that'll give you $342.94. Then you have to adjust, if needed, your check register. It says our check register shows $350.19, which we got that information from up here. Okay. We didn't have recorded yet in here a service charge, because usually they put that right at the end of the bank statement. Whatever date they come out with the bank statement, they'll put that on there. So we need to minus that. Now you can see $342.94, $342.94, they are equal. Okay, so that means that is good. All right, let's do an example. I'm going to skip over here. I'm going to kind of have to go back and forth here a little bit because the information's on this page. questions are here. So we'll kind of have to go back and forth here. So in this problem, they're going to take it step by step, and then we'll show you how to just kind of do it without doing it step by step. And then eventually we'll show you what the actual real life, the form that you would use to do this. So we'll kind of go one step at a time here. So first question, statement ending balance. So you're going to look at your statement. These are the transactions. These are balances by date after each transaction. So the last one here, on the last date they show, November 12th, the balance is $414.09. Okay, so we're going to write that in here, $414.09. Okay, check register balance. Okay, look at the bottom of your check register. Okay, we have $398. Sorry if this gets sloppy sometimes. This pen is hard to write with on the computer. Okay, now we got to see if there's any outstanding checks. We look at the bank statement. Okay, it goes 683, 684, and then 686. So we're missing what's in between here, 685. So now you would look at your bank statement. The one we're missing, 685, is for this amount, $19.85. So that's, so I just answered two questions. First, the check number that is missing. Let's check 685. And then the amount of that is $19.85. Okay. Was there a service charge? We look at the bank statement. Service charge is $475. So yes. And we put the amount, $475. Now they want to see what is the reconciled statement balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of two columns here. What the bank has and needs, what our register has and needs. Okay, so the bank statement had started out with this. Okay, it was missing this check. So a check would take away from our account. So we're going to subtract 1985. Okay. So then when we subtract that, we get 394.24. Okay. The bank, or our check register, had this 398.99. That's what it showed on the check register right here. It was missing a service charge. A service charge takes away from our money. So we subtract. When we do that, and again, you can use a calculator for this. We subtract there. We also get 394.24. So we have $394.24. And since they both show that, that means everything's okay. If they weren't the same, then there's a mistake somewhere. Usually it's the customer's fault, but sometimes, like I've said in the past, the bank can make a mistake too. Okay, these are some problems we're going to do here in a little bit, but I want you to turn to page 48. And let's do, or actually I want you to try this example on your own first. So I'm going to, we'll pause the video at this time, and then you will try this example. So if you're doing this on your own, do that. And then we'll come back and go over the answers. Okay, first question, the statement ending balance. So you look at our statement, the last date, it's right there. So 5/21/18. $521.18. Check register balance. It's right here. So it's $511.08. Okay, now we got to look at the bank statement and see, is there any outstanding checks? This goes, we see the little star. meaning it goes from 475 to 477. So we are missing 476. The amount of the outstanding check, so check 476 is right here. The amount, $15.60. Okay. Service charge, we look at, see if there's a service charge. We look at the bank statement, and we have a service charge right here, $5.50. Now we need to find the reconciled statement. So I'm going to do just like we did before. I'm going to make in 2 columns what the bank has, what a register has. So the bank starts off with 521.18. They are missing a check for 1560. Okay, we start off, or the checking account or register starts off with 511.08, and we are missing the service charge for 550. Okay, we do the subtraction for both. This gives us 505.58, and so does this, 505.58. Okay, so our final answer, 505. Make that neater. 505.58. Okay. All right. So look at that. Now, last thing we're going to do, I'm going to do one of these before I give you assignment. I'm going to try to fit it on this paper, see if we have room. I'm going to do number 8 because there's some extra things on here that we haven't done. 12 will end up being very much like it, or 11. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to fit these numbers in here as best I can. Okay, so check register balance, 551.38, and the statement balance, 556.63. Okay, so now this is something new. Outstanding deposit means the bank statement is missing a deposit. So the difference here is the deposit adds to our bank statement. Okay, then we have 2 missing checks or outstanding checks. So we got 62.45, which is a minus, and an 18.75, which is a minus. Okay, so you take your calculator, do 556.63 plus 75. If you want to write it out as you go, you can, or you just keep that number in the calculator, minus 62.45 minus 18.75, and we should get 550.43. Okay. Okay, the check register should be a little easier. The only thing we're missing is a service charge. So in real life, you could miss a service charge. You might also miss, if you're not good at like remembering or saving receipts of like debit card purchases, you might miss some of those every once in a while. So look at your bank statement. If you see a debit card purchase that's not recorded in your check register, then you would record that. And we'll look at some more real life examples soon too. But so we're missing the service charge of just 95 cents. So subtraction. So you type in 551.38 minus 0.95, and there you go. And that's your adjusted balance for each. Okay. So I will put up an assignment that'll be a mixture of some sort of these problems. Okay. And if you have any questions, we can either go over them right now if we're in class. Otherwise, let me know if you're watching this at a later time.